Welcome to MMO Grinder's Sidequest, where I take a look at early open or closed betas, subscription trials, and simpler titles, giving you a quick first impression. Today I'll be looking at SkySaga, a voxel builder survival Minecraft-styled game currently in the 4th stage of alpha testing. It's not exactly been difficult to get a key for testing the game, and they're pretty lax about supplying them so far, so if you're interested after I'm finished with this, feel free to register with them. What sets this game far apart from the game that people will unquestionably be comparing it to is the graphics. They're very stylized, colorful, and featuring amazing lighting effects and distinct-looking characters and textures. A downside to this is that the game is not all that easy to run. My original footage of this game ran like absolute garbage, with absurd frame rate issues making the game nigh unplayable. Even with my latest and far more beastly video card upgrade, the game does tend to stutter a bit in larger and more populated areas. Another gripe would unquestionably be the odd way certain objects interact in the world. Like the torches, regardless if you place them on the ceiling, wall, or floor, always stand perfectly upright a visible foot away from the object they're supposed to be attached to. Music is also very well done, in a low-key and highly atmospheric sort of way, which gives way to some amazing sound work. While there's a good chance you'll grow tired or numb to the repetitive sounds of jumping, slashing, or mining, it's the slight touches done with them that make them more entertaining. Enemies will growl in differing ways if they've decided you're a threat. Mining above the world might give you a sharp, quick tink, but doing so deep in a cave will give off a far fuller clang and echo. It's pretty cool stuff. The gameplay is what you'd expect from a Minecraft-style survival-based voxel builder. Your character crash lands on one of the many skybound islands in the world and decides, screw it, I live here now. Upon exploring the island, you come across a portal that can take you to other islands. Collect the minerals and keystones that you find in these worlds, and defeat the enemies who guard the exit portal, and continue on for better loot, more stuff, and richer, more challenging worlds. This is an alpha, so for the most part, that's all I can tell you about how this world and its progression system works. Crafting even takes on a different form, not requiring you to use a specific type of material or metal, but choose from a multitude of types. Once you have the recipe for something like, say, the metal sword, you can choose to use any metal that you find in its crafting as long as it's only one type of metal. Differing metals are said to have differing properties, like, say, causing more damage or being lighter to use and expending less energy to attack with, but none of that stuff is clearly spelled out or seemingly implemented into the game. Yet. Speaking of combat, it is a vast improvement over the game it's borrowing from, allowing for some pretty interesting combo moves with the sword, letting you cause devastating attacks with a jump attack, and even your pickaxe is a viable weapon until you construct something stronger. At the moment, the health system behaves oddly, not allowing you to regain health unless you eat food, and even eating food won't heal you to your full potential unless you rest at a campfire once you've eaten. Getting completely destroyed in this game is pretty easy if things go sour, and you'll be faced with the heartbreak of losing nearly everything you carried in the process, and there's no going back for it. Progression is also spread between 3 guilds in the game: the Explorers, the Gladiators, and the Settlers. Explorers focus on and provide PvE quests and rewards, Gladiators focus on PvP aspects, and the Settlers grant you rewards and quests pertaining to the building and social aspect of this game. It's tough to judge a community on its alpha present, so I'll focus more on what the game has potential to do or not do involving a community. The aforementioned guilds and a majority of players will be found in the game's social hub. As for player guilds, they don't exist at the moment. Other players can join any major world you've created a portal to, but can't enter or modify anything in your homeworld without your permission. You can also travel to your friends' homeworlds at nearly any time. You can't group up with others, and a downside to social activity is that currently nothing that you collect is shared by nearby players. It's possible that a more collection-focused player can snatch up all your potential minerals and treasures in a very FYGM manner. Hopefully some sort of loot-sharing system is implemented, perhaps in the form of allowing a player party. While this game is certainly not going to usurp Minecraft's throne, I don't think it's trying to, it's definitely going for a more child-friendly angle, allowing players to vote on screenshots taken from the game, and asking patronizing questions to you in loading screens, but there's still a level of potential and complexity that this game could have going for it. While I'm certain no one is going to build a working virtual computer within this world, those who like the exploration and survival aspects of Minecraft, but didn't like its pixely voxel style and wonky combat, might get a kick out of SkySaga, especially since Daybreak is busy spinning their tires over the formerly anticipated landmark. As I said in the beginning of this whole thing, head over to SkySaga.com to register for the alpha, and there's a pretty decent chance you'll see a key in your inbox before you know it. This has been an MMO Grinder Sidequest, and it's time I logged out.